Welcome to the Clinical Research Podcast, bringing you the latest developments in research explained by our world-leading clinicians, academics and scientists based in Nottingham. Our research hero this time is one of the people who helped set up studies in Nottingham, research facilitator Irfan Aslam. Later in the pandemic, he took on coordinating the Virus Watch study in Nottingham, which gave one of the early hints of just how important asymptomatic infection was going to be. But as he told Andrew Bennett, at the beginning his job switched from working on a range of studies to focusing on just one thing: COVID.
I think it probably opened our eyes that you can open a lot of studies a lot quicker. There's always the things like site initiation visits, and all of those can slow a process down. But at the heart of it, it is just kind of get the main tasks done, and you can get a study open and get going. As long as you've got the right people aware of it and happy to take part, we can get stuff done at home. We're still as productive. There's still lots of things that we can do. If things need to be escalated, you're on Teams straight away.
You have made a contribution to some pretty major studies that have saved lives. Which bit of work are you most proud of?
So in November, I got asked to coordinate the Virus Watch study. So Virus Watch is run in London by UCL, and basically participants as a household will take part with questionnaires online. And then a quarter of those patients were offered to come into clinic, or basically the clinical research facility in Nottingham, to come in for a blood sample. And it was they're basically comparing how, what people's questionnaire answers were like, if they were saying they were having symptoms, not having symptoms, and then they'd come in for a blood sample and they'd be told if they had COVID antibodies or not. So I think that study was helpful because you could tell there was a lot of people that were answering every single day, asymptomatic, no symptoms, and then they get their antibody results. And some people are saying that they've had COVID at some point within the last 3 months. So it was interesting for the study that they could see not everyone who was symptomatic was COVID positive. But at the same time, people that were saying they had no symptoms were still testing positive for antibodies. So it would have meant they would have had COVID at some point. So those questionnaires as well as asking about symptoms, it was also asking about were they leaving the house? What was their feeling about going outside? Did they feel like they were going to get COVID or not? That kind of thing. And then people that were only leaving the house to go shopping were still testing positive. I guess it was interesting to know that spread could be either within the household, or if it is just pop into the shops and you've been in contact with someone, kind of thing. So that was really interesting. I think running that study was it was really fun, to be honest. Like, patients would pop in, because I'd been a facilitator for about a year at that point, so I'd not really had the patient contact I did have when I was a practitioner in 2018. So it was really good to have that experience back of patients popping in, helping out with consent. I even managed to get my practice in for doing blood sampling as well, which was I don't know if I trust myself with doing blood samples, but I managed to do a few. So that was quite good. That, as well as me getting my blood sampling training, there was a few other R&I staff members who popped in, because there was quite a high turnaround of patients popping in and out. So it would be really easy for people to come in, have a go at the bloods with people that are experienced at doing it. So that was a really good part of Virus Watch, which is like people being able to gain their competencies as well.
Why are you most proud of coordinating Virus Watch?
It wasn't just I'm part of a team and I'm only going to do my studies. This was, we're the R&I team, and it's multiple different divisions, in some people that are always based at City, some people that are always based at QMC, and mixing with people. That was what I was really proud of, is that like camaraderie of, we're a team. We need to get this study running successfully. Well, I've got experience of doing blood samples. I can help you out, and that kind of thing. So that was really good. That people that I'd probably never met before, or probably just spoke to on email, at least now it was like a person you'd meet face to face. And we recruited 253 patients in 2 and a bit months. So it was manic at times, where you had like 3 rooms with patients. You've got blood samples being taken in 2 different rooms. You've got a 3rd room of patients who've turned up an hour early that you're just having to kind of keep them occupied and that kind of thing. So as much as it was hectic at times, it was impressive how we just kind of got through it as a team.
So you're one of these coveted COVID-19 research heroes. Very well done on that. How do you feel about getting that award last month?
It was humbling. I think I'm very grateful for the fact that I was nominated. I'm just doing the job that I think I'm supposed to do. So the fact that people have nominated me for going above and beyond is it's really, really humbling.
It's a while ago, but have you had a chance to look at the poem and the wording that Ian Macmillan wrote, the thank you?
It's really powerful, isn't it? The thing that I took from it was kind of, this is something that like people can look back on and kind of think about, like it kind of sums up the year that, as much as it was crazy, as much as it was all hands on deck, this was that year where everyone just kind of got stuck in, got stuff done. And that's how things like all these new therapies that are benefiting patients that are coming in to hospital. I guess at the start in March, people were probably staying in hospital a lot longer, but you can see now, like with the hospital numbers, that there's not as many people coming in, and if they are going home a lot quicker. And that is testament to all the healthcare staff that we have in the hospital, but as well as the research staff that helped with testing those therapies, and some of them are now standard of care. So with COVID, research has had a massive impact within healthcare, and I think people are recognizing that a lot more. And I think we just need to carry on, as much as we're going to carry on with COVID research, with the vaccines. I think as other studies start to reopen, I think that's kind of the message, is kind of, we've had a huge impact with benefiting people with the illness that's COVID, but we can do the same thing with every other illness that currently our patients are experiencing. And I think that's probably the message, is just carry on as we are, and we are going to have an impact with current care, and then develop new therapies and new devices and that kind of thing. Because like with my role in grants now, I feel like I'm at that early stage of people have got research ideas that will benefit patients in the future. Maybe that would be my message, is drop me an email. Let's get some stuff sorted.
Fantastic. I think we'll wrap it up there, Irfan. So thank you for making the time, and have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Take care. Goodbye.
So that was this episode's Research Hero. You can find more of them by subscribing to this podcast or visiting nuh.nhs.uk/research. Thanks for listening. There are links in the show notes for more information on clinical research in Nottingham, and the website is nuh.nhs.uk/research. Our email and social media links are there too. If you want to stay up to date with the Clinical Research Podcast, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google, wherever you normally get your podcasts. The more shows are rated and reviewed, the more search engines like them, and the easier it is for people to find us. So if you can subscribe and rate and review us, you'll be doing it for science, not just for our egos.